it is actually getting to us all the time. However, as we said, we allow patients to come through, and that questions could be directed to either any of them or probably a general question that any of them would pick. And when I say them, I mean the three of them.
Yeah, okay. We started with two, now you realize that.
Our niche is actually one of the experts. So please ask your questions. I have got a written question here that I think has been proactive, and I believe one of the experts can excite. It's a question that says, Assalamu alaikum. Please, how do we stop or prevent the victims of drugs from begging and asking people for money? Sometimes even if they are not on drugs, they still keep asking and begging and going all over the streets. This is an issue that, of course, we come across every day of our lives. So this is one question. I just want to take a few questions and then we answer them. And I've got a hand here. Yes, please. Can you make your question brief so that it can be answered much more effectively?
I have a question which is directed directly to the doctor, and then the second one is a gift. Firstly, I would like to appreciate and thank the organizers. It is very unique in terms of the situation and challenges we are facing. My question directly is, the doctor talked about the preferential loop, which is the cortex. And because of the importance of that and the development of the child, it's very important that it's not being affected by drug. My question is that, is there a way that this can be tested? I mean, if you want to test, the preferential loop, maybe through the lab or something, mechanism. Is it possible? That's number one. Number two, we appreciate if we
allow one question only.
Okay.
Because of the time constraints.
Okay, I stop there.
Yeah, there are quite a few hands. Please.
Assalamu alaikum. My own is, I think parents called me to ask if Dr. KUNLE, he has a rehab center. I wanted to have the contact and other things that they saw his MD of a rehab center. They would like to know so that they could maybe have interface with the center or any.
Yes. We will actually give his telephone number as well, so that people who wish to contact in private can do so. My sister again at the end, before I come back to you, and then allow yes.
I wanted to ask a question, and then I wanted to ask the organizers to organize more of this talk as a parent and a mother, and from experience I know that because I can hear what the other mothers are saying. Mostly he discussed what I wanted to ask the organizers, to talk more to the male parents and the fathers, give us support. Whenever we have such a problem, it's left to the mothers. Then I wanted to ask Dr. KUNLE, because mostly when you take a child to the rehab, from experience and from other parents, that you have to have the permission of the child or the consent. And mostly that is very difficult to get from them, because some of them even deny, and then they don't want to accept that they have a problem. And then mostly the hospitals or the rehab centers will tell you that the child have to accept that he's going for rehab or he wants to get treated. But from what he's saying is like he's saying parents can convince the child, or we can just take a child. I don't know That's what I wanted.
Okay, thank you very much. Just the last question before the answer.
My question is on this the common cola. Cola not. Yeah, so if you have a place that is full of narcotic substances, why would somebody the addiction does it have some effects? So the person taking it.
Thank you very much. This is the first batch of questions. We'll come for the second batch. After they address these questions, we start with the address part. And as much as possible, of course, the questions as you have heard them, I'll put them together and just consolidate the answer as well. For time's sake.
Right, thank you very much. I will start from how to let them stop begging. Of course, once it gets to the point of begging, it's treatment. It means this person can no longer manage his life. The best way to stop them doing that is the behavioral problem that has started. This person needs intensive detoxification and psychotherapy. Then the prefrontal cortex, of course, sadly enough, there's no test. No test. In fact, in psychiatry, the devil with the fact that it's the prefrontal is from the function of that area of the brain that you will know that this part of the brain is functioning well or not. Do you understand? There's no blood test that you will do anywhere in the world that will show that your prefrontal cortex is not functioning well. Of course, there are some images that we might do, maybe an MRI, a CT scan, and all those ones. But of course, it will show the structural affectation of those parts of the brain, and not necessarily the functional affectation of those parts of the brain. Thank you very much. Then, of course, the permission of the client or the patient that okay, you have to tell him. Don't forget that once substances are already in the brain, this person does not have good judgment again. The ability to give good decision or an informed consent is poor. And if you look at that treatment guideline by UNODC, there's a part that said treatment does not have to be voluntary to be effective. It does not have to be. In developed countries, don't forget that people are sentenced to the rehab. In developed countries, you test positive to substances and then you contravene some laws. The judge, instead of sending you to the prison, can sentence to the rehab. But of course, we don't have that kind of system yet in Nigeria. And of course, I've had clients that they came to the facility based on court verdicts. The parent goes to the court and the court says, go for treatment for 4 months. And it's binding. So it doesn't have to be voluntary to make treatment to be effective. Either way, when they get to us, we know how to handle them. Either anyhow they come in, of course we handle them. But waiting for their permission might be a difficult one anyway.
Sorry.
Yes, sir.
I actually feel that your position is one of the most pragmatic I've heard. You know, we do not localize the advice we're getting from international bodies, we'll get it wrong. This is fundamental human rights thing. Until when America got to cruising level, nobody was talking about fundamental human rights. So, but now we want to climb and we're climbing the tree from the roof. We won't get it. A boy that I was taken to the rehab, look at the drug he packed, hoping that he can buy the staff of the rehab. He is aware of it. The scheming, everything to perfect what they are doing. They will now come and say, I'm ready for rehab. No, it's not as easy. So it's good we do the African thing. Where we are going tomorrow and you just bundle him. When we got there, he was saying, if this boy was here, I know my rights. I must give my conscience. I said, okay, give him conscience, give him injection, let him sleep. He woke up the third day and realized that there are solutions. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Okay, cola nuts. Okay, do people get addicted to cola nuts? Of course, yes. People get addicted to coffee. Don't forget that cola nuts coffee contains caffeine. The same way people can get addicted to Coca-Cola. Yeah. Because it has caffeine. So, of course, treatment, of course, you know, why we don't really talk about that is because there are no physical withdrawal effects from abstaining from caffeine. other than, okay, maybe I couldn't sleep, which can be dealt with as outpatient consultations, unlike the other class A drugs. Thank you very much. I think those are the questions.
Thank you very much. We have the two experts have spoken. I'm not sure whether the third one.
What about Vegas?
Yes, I mentioned it. Yes. Treatment.
Yeah.
You want to answer?
No.
To stop begging.
It's a symptom. It's a symptom. We are dealing with the roots of the problem. You lose your self-respect when drug takes over your life. Anyhow you are able to get the drug, including stealing wristwatch of 250,000 and selling it for 500 naira. You can't be bothered. So let's deal with the roots. Then he will be self-aware. I know that why should I be begging? There's a 60-something-year-old man in this place, son of one of the foremost, and he comes here every Sunday, every Friday to beg after 40 years on drugs. Yeah, that's what we're trying to prevent from happening to this children that you love. Drug can take your family, may God forbid, to levels that you just feel like you leave the country and go to where you are not known. Because you won't believe how embarrassing it can be. So now that you can still get hold of the boy, get hold of him. Let's meet where the DT has given us a facility here. We can meet here, bring your word here, we talk, you know. They brought some here and just merely collecting the boy's phone. A very young boy, handsome, beautiful, well-behaved in the house. But, you know, to the father, everything is all right in the house. Nobody there should know that everything is wrong. That's why when you just hear his car has entered, everything is neat, pumped, you know. When he leaves, then they start again. So, the father says, but this is the boy that leads prayers. He's a very good boy. No. Before it turns bad, things are already very, very bad. So, we opened up the phone here in this office, and we discovered a lot that they were doing that will shock any parent. So, please do not assume that because he's coming top his class, nothing is wrong. No.
Thank you very much.
Just to add more self-injury. Generally, from the Islamic point of view, begging is haram. Begging is haram. If you need help, you know where to go and seek for help. But not to be begging along the street. And most of them, when they beg along the street, they go and maintain their bad habits. So to me, what I think, of course, here in the center, we don't encourage begging at all. And we have our intelligence. We got SSS staff, about 68 of them, intermingling with people, you know, to identify those ones and see what sort of support we provide. We try to ask them some pertinent questions. If and only if we know that their cases are genuine, we support them.
Yeah.
And if we know that it is under the drug addiction, then obviously refer us and we provide, you know, counseling and advice and guidance. And the director is here. We provide at least even online counseling. I don't even know how many thousands you see of people. You will be shocked to know that we counsel. Even every day, I don't think we counsel less than 10 people. So this is a serious problem. So what we encourage people to do is, whoever is begging, don't give that person anything. Because you are trying to help that person to maintain the habits. But make sure that we know about it, so that we can refer them and give them all the necessary support. We should not abandon them. Because as you know, we just said, doctor, you know, drug addiction is directly correlated also to the number of the crime. So obviously, if you don't handle the situation, they can go and kill anybody even along the street to get the money and maintain the habits. So it is supposed to be all hands on deck. It is all our problems. Is if the person is either known to you or unknown to you, is a person that is part and parcel of this society. So it is a serious problem.
Thank you very much, sir. I will take the second batch of questions, and then some of the questions that I have to write here, and then give the details of the doctor such that you can actually contact. Yes, my sister over there. You can lower your this so that you can hear you. Raise your voice, please.
Assalamu alaikum. My question is to OTUNBA from the NDLEA. I happen to be in an estate that is full of selling all this stuff. So if we have a situation like that, who do we contact the NDLEA? Because I really want the NDLEA to come to that estate.
Thank you very much. This is at the end.
Mine is also similar to that. My question is to our brother from NDLEA. What are the plans of NDLEA helping those venues within our neighborhoods? Because we have the those inside these guys and stuff. So these children get to the Eastern without going back. It's within. So what is NDLEA planning to form up those venues within our cities?
Thank you very much.
My question to Direcctor and then the NDLEA is a mix of one question. So I'll allow one question. Let me see how. Doctor, how did you arrive at KABO? Because you have mentioned that KABO. And what are the causes of the drugs issue in KABO? And Doctor, can you please help us organize something like this for us? We are from KABO. And we are very passionate about that aspect. Can you help us organize something like this in KABO? Big back to our audience. Okay.
Yes.
I'm a public practitioner and I deal with pediatrics.
Can you raise your voice, please? Raise your voice, please.
I said I'm a public practitioner and I deal with pediatrics and adolescent health. And one of the challenges that I've seen in practice is parents being shy or worried about what the community will say about their children if they try to, and then they keep covering it up. So that is a very big challenge that I've seen in practice. So how do we encourage some parents? Their parents, they want the best for their children, but they don't know how to. They're either shy of what the community will say, like as they have said, this is boy, this is boys. And then having all these parents are good community members of this business. So how do you overcome that challenge as a parent so that you not provide or if you see somebody in your community and they are worried about what you like, see all these person's parents, your son or your daughter is doing this. How do you reach out to that or making sure that the information is being found and without being shy?
For this part,
Question is directed to NDLEA and our father, the Director.
still one question.
Just one question. How can NDLEA and because in the presentation, the doctor said prevention is better than cure, and it looks like this drug menace is a societal failure. How can NDLEA come and bring the society, the ulama, the traditional rulers, the government, the community leaders, so that these drug dealers, if you look at the way they operate, they take advantage of vulnerable children. Like the Almajiris that doesn't know anything, they will start by peddling before they join into the drug cartel. Even some of these people that are begging on the street, you'll be surprised, some of them are even selling the drugs. As beggars, blind people, but they are selling it. So how can the society come to protect and enlighten the community as a whole?
Thank you very much. This is the second batch. The questions will be coming back, of course, and consolidate answers, especially Mr. OTUNBA. The questions seem to be all for you. There is an issue also of decision making. How, in terms of, I think that question has been answered actually. How can one strengthen the decision making of actually putting the child to the help? And secondly, there's also the question of the source of the drugs are all known to us, chemists, drugstores, peddlers on the streets and those selling on trains and so on and so on. What are we doing to cut the supply of drugs? And this also goes to you. So these questions, as the last one, the school days, the school children who indulged in drugs because he had accepted for deals to have money. Please, when you write your question, write it in such a way that it's easy to read. I'm a little bit confused here, so I'll leave this question. And I'll come back to the experts here for the questions that are. Most of the questions is, of course, to NDLEA, and then the other two experts. So maybe you start with you so that you deal with collective questions and then
okay. Thank you very much. Haji, you have asked about how to collaborate with NDLEA. Within the next 2 weeks, by the grace of God, the public will be told. At the moment, I'll give you my personal number. But within the next 2 weeks, we're arranging a phone-in. You can call and tell us somewhere where people are selling and all that. But you know, it wasn't our priority because we'll be repeating the same old mistake. If you do not cleanse up the agency of the bad eggs, how do you use them? So that's the phase one that we're doing. Number 2 is to get the government to take this matter serious. And that has been very, very difficult. I won't lie to you. By the grace of God, with Marwa's integrity and relationship with the dealer, things are coming up. Things are coming up and you will find some good improvements. I tell you, for 3 years, most of the command of NDLEA that you see, nobody gave them a penny. 3 years? Yes. So, in some commands, if you arrest 10, you probably negotiate with 6 to run the office, and you show 4 in court. That was the management. But by the grace of God, that will not happen under Marwa, because the commands, no matter how small, they are getting what they will use to run the offices. I am saying this to you so that you do not keep hoping that you have some security in some of these agencies when the security is not there. But I tell you that the government's change of attitude is helping NDLEA a lot. You have asked about Kano. Kano is a cosmopolitan city with all sorts. And if you want a city with the highest unemployment, probably will see Kano, because everybody is looking for opportunity and it's Kano they face. You understand? But the statistics on Kano is not actually as frightening as we thought. Lagos has 23%. 23%. Kano has 16%. This is bad though. I'm not saying that 16 or 20 is good. No, Kano is improving a lot. Kano is improving a lot. Just as you are concerned, your governor from Shekarau, they have been concerned. And they've been very, very helpful. The Emir of Kano, the late Emir, I know how much I did with him, to get things to improve. If not, we're having a program to discourage smoking in the stadium there, and all around that stadium, where boys just smoking their things away. But things have improved a lot, tremendously, with government also showing concern for the citizenry. They can see the genuine interest of the governor in the youth, in improving their lives. Some keke, some this, some that. A boy that is hopeful of tomorrow may not necessarily want to destroy his life. It is hopelessness sometimes that lead them to it. So it's a man holistic now. NDLEA now has a relationship with humanitarian affairs, with all these agencies so that the issue of poverty and unemployment and all these root causes can be addressed. You ask somebody to stay off drugs, after you will make him recover, he still sits at home. Between 11 a.m. and 3 can be very lonely if you are unemployed. You have visited all your friends, there's nowhere to go again. It's very long. So it's very frustrating. So you want to look for something to fill it up. So all this is what we are approaching by the grace of God, and considering that this government, regardless of what you read or hear in the papers, they are showing a lot of responsibility. I think we got it wrong somewhere. I don't want to go into that. We got it wrong somewhere where every successive government appear to be worse than the one. We should check ourselves, not the man who is on the charge. So, and somebody asked again about NDLEA. Yes, please, can you remind me if I have not answered?
How we can bring community society, community as a whole.
It's actually like you have seen our program. We have just launched WADA. He was the representative of the center at the program. WADA is all-encompassing. Very soon you will see that you don't need any NDLEA officer around in your street for anybody who brings drugs there to be dealt with. We're going to have WADA. The emir or the oba or something will be the head at the local level, the community level, all through local government, so that everybody is watching everybody. That is what this problem, they can solve this problem. Not thinking that one NDLEA can do it. In fact, NDLEA itself will be under your watch. Yeah, because when they realized that coding was going to be banned, an NDLEA officer quickly bought some from Yobe and was taken into Jigawa, and we got him arrested. He's in jail. So sometimes there's the need for you to lift the lantern to see the coin you are looking for. If not, you continue to see the cases of others. Nobody is checking the checker. So we're doing that now.
Yes. Thank you. I think you did ask, in terms of what can this center do in order to support this kind of town hall meeting, to take place actually in Kano. When actually the little bit of the flyer was put actually to the public domain on Friday, I had a telephone call from Kano. And they said, we have seen these things, it's really laudable, it's very good, we are interested. Yeah. And then I asked them, how are you really going to finance yourself? To come to Abuja and then go back. And I said, maybe you need to get a platform, in terms of doing that. But if you cannot do that, we can come to you. Yeah. And I said, what I'm going to do, I'm going to make sure, this program is recorded. Yeah. And we pass. And the guy said, I promise you, once it is recorded and sent to me, I will spread, the information far and wide. Wonderful. And we discussed with the director that we said, this is just a pilot scheme. Trying to test and see what works. And whether there is the interest, we don't allow the interest, and see how we can make it on stream, so that people can be watching actually far and wide. We are just deceiving ourselves if we are not acknowledging, the problem. You see, and it is in every household. And I'm using my own privileged position. My wife is here, she has not said anything. And I like what Mr. Nari said. If I look after my wife well, then my house will be better. So I wanted to make sure that he said some few words. For 3.5 years, I've been to the center. I think she comes only. This is the first time she attended the center. Because she's concerned, as a former principal of a school, about the importance of this particular, children in our minds. Do you have any comments? I'm forced to say something.
Assalamu alaikum. I think my question might sound a bit of repetition. I'm a bit disturbed to hear about Kano. Okay. I'm a bit concerned and disturbed to hear about Kano drugs-related issue as high, and also to the mothers as well. So it would be really interesting. I'm personally interested to know what's the government doing about it. It seems everybody now knows Kano has this problem. So what's the government planning to do and help Kano on this situation? Helping Kano is not only Kano, it's Nigeria at large.
Thank you very much. Thank you. And really, we can see the interest, we can see the enthusiasm of everybody wanting to speak. And yet, we know always time is a constraint. Particularly this time, once the azan is called, we cannot actually continue, we have to stop. And as such, we take this, as the DG says, as a pilot scheme, knowing that now there is huge interest. We will organize. I don't want to speak on behalf of the center when DG is here. If he's not here, probably I could. But I think I borrow from what he said, that we will look into organizing it in a much bigger scale, at a much more, giving much more time for everybody. So please forgive us for having to cut it short. And also recognizing the people who work behind the scene to put this together. We want to recognize them now, and the Director, Arts, Culture and Culture is here to acknowledge that. Thank you very much.
She has asked a question, you have to allow us to answer.
Yes.
She didn't want to talk, you want her to talk. And then you have to attend to her.
Indeed, Director, give her, I think it falls on your lap.
Yeah. So let me tell you, with the renewed love of Kanawas for Kano, you'll be amazed what will happen in the nearest future in Kano. I've never said, if you see again about now, you see Kanawa, and everybody is now conscious of the beauty of Kano. Yeah, you thought Abuja was the paradise, you have been here, you have seen that, oh, so where I'm coming from was actually, so everybody is thinking the way you are thinking of improvement. The statistics we have is not actually as frightening as what we had before the survey. What we had before the survey was that Kano was the worst in Nigeria. But it's not exactly so. But why we are shocked as Muslims is that it even exists at all. You know? So, because we don't have time, like we said, we must tell our children that if anybody is deceiving you, that Allah did not mention beer. Allah didn't say beer. Intoxicant. Anything that can distort the natural workings of your central nervous system. I'll stop at that. Madam, I hope.
The time is well spent, alhamdulillah. I want to quickly acknowledge the group that brought or put all this together. Under ICICE, we have ICICE Hope Group, and they are the ones who have put this together. It used to be a meat lunch that we were having every month before the COVID and destabilized the program. But now it has come back to stay. Inshallah, every month you'll be invited to come and listen to one or two things concerning this matter and related matters in the society in order to give hope to those who are hopeless. I want to acknowledge the Hagia Rabi Zaki and her team. Please stand up really for recognition. Yes, all of them are doing clapping there. Where is the Parliament here? She's not there. All right.
The others are outside.
So many others are outside ensuring that things go well, and you can see the kind of thing they serve us. It is good to let women organize this kind of things. That's the only way you get this kind of treatment. Yes, they contributed money among themselves. They are mothers, they are professionals. We have retired civil servants amongst them, and they are women of well-meaning Nigerians, and they are very sincere and passionate about bringing hope back to the society. The group operates under my directorate, and of course, this is one of the initiatives of the UG to ensure that we have volunteer groups that will carry out most of the mandates of the center. And one of such ideas of the DG is what we have seen play out today. So we pray Almighty Allah will bless all the organizers and all of those who are behind this. I hope we all wrote our names and phone numbers down, because we want to keep you abreast of everything that's going on. Whatever thing we get from OTUNBA, we will also let you know, either through WhatsApp or through other means. If there's any emergency meeting, of any new thing that is happening, we will still call us to come, everybody come and hear and see what we can do. I also like to acknowledge Dr. KUNLE ADESHINA. He has come to do this for us voluntarily. He is not charging us any fees for consultancy, and he has left all he had to do to be here with us. Please let us appreciate him. And he has graciously asked me to call out his number. If you can't get it now, since you wrote your own number down, we are going to send his number to all of us. He is like the, what do I call it, first aid. In case if you see or notice any child or any woman, when he said we should talk about the myth, I wanted to say people thought it's only males that are into drugs. Females are much more into it now, because sometimes they are the ones who take Tomsera, you know, where you add Tom to Lacasera. And they are the ones who do 5 Alive and Maggi. They put like 20 wraps of Maggi inside one 5 Alive. It's not so out as if you took cocaine. Some women have done all of these things within the house and their husband don't know. So please, this program is here to stay. Every month like this, we'll call you to come. Please take time to come. When you come next time, we guarantee you, I'm speaking on behalf of the DJ now, there's going to be a bigger hall where everyone will have opportunity to talk and contribute. OTUNBA is also here for us. And whatever question we need to ask, let us continue to solve this problem. And I pray that Almighty will give us some success in this regard. The center also organizes something like day rehab. That is for those who have passed through Dr. KUNLE's place. We can also be encouraging them and giving them admonition. And OTUNBA is here also to lend hand to that. It is not very easy to get him like this, but he has voluntarily rendered his services to all of us. Let us avail ourselves of this opportunity. If anybody asks for his number, we are going to put it in the platform where you wrote your numbers, you have his contact also. And above all, with the permission of the DG, I will also post the phone number and the email address of our DG on the group. In case if there's any concern you have and you need to reach him to make requests or to pass information, you have free access with him. What of my own number? You know what this is? No, this is a privilege. I know, sir. This is a privilege. So, permit me for saying no, sir. This is a privilege for you to have direct access to the DJ. He has an open door policy. And there may be some things that you really want him to know, or you want to ask for a request that you have concerning these matters we are discussing. He has a group of experts all around him, and he can link you up with whatever or whoever you need to reach. He has details of rehab centers, and this one of the Dr. KUNLE is one of them. I hope you all got this pamphlet. This one that we have here. Not everybody. Okay, we are going to snap and scan it and put on the. So I wanted to call his number. Let me call it in slow motion. 0806219738. Okay, 08062197384. Thank you very much. So I'll hand over back to the director so that we can all go and have our next part.
I just call upon our Imam Abuja to close the session with a prayer so that we can go and have our prayer. Yeah? But please allow the men to go out first so that we don't overcrowd it, so that they can rush to the prayer. Please.
صلوا على النبي اللهم صل وسلم وبارك على محمد النبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. ربنا هب لنا من أزواجنا وذرياتنا قرة أعين واجعلنا للمتقين إماما. وصلى الله وسلم وبارك على محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. وسبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين.